Welcome to the 2015 Designer Type Catalogue. Almost everything you've seen in the intro was created using Designer Type. I have over 30 years of experience as a calligrapher and am now sharing my Designer Type with the world. I'm not a typographer and these aren't fonts. Designer Type are collections of hand-inked, decorative, authentic calligraphy and lettering. Do you remember Letraset? Remember those plastic sheets where you rubbed the letters onto your layouts? Those were so cool. Designer Type is like Letraset, but fully digital and you never run out of letters. Designer Type is easy to use and allows for complete control over color and unlimited digital effects for print quality results. You can create headlines, graphic designs, or complete poetry and scripture. Each Designer Type collection was authentically hand-inked by me, Steve Czajka. Designer Type is available for all your commercial projects as licensed typefaces. I believe in the open source and Creative Commons movements. In the spirit of this, I've decided to offer some Designer Type collections completely free of charge as Creative Commons and even public domain. All of this is available via digital download, and there's no messy software plugins or extensions to install. Just drag and drop to begin designing with Designer Type. It's literally that easy. Part 1, Understanding Designer Type. I'm going to provide you with an overview of Designer Type, but I encourage you to download this free catalog and free typefaces from torontocalligraphyguild.org. Designer Type are collections of bitmap images of hand-created artwork, scanned at a very high resolution that is suitable for print at various scalable sizes. Use Designer Type in your favorite design software such as Adobe Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, Premiere, and even Lightroom. Use free and open source Inkscape, Scribus, GIMP, Darktable, and Blender. Or use traditional software such as PowerPoint, Publisher, Keynote, and any software that supports the PNG file type. Want to convert these to vectors? We've got you covered. How about a textured look? No problem. Layout is super fast because of a feature called Baseline Aligned. Have a creative layout? Choose from multiple copies of each character for the best look. I included the best of both worlds, old and new. Need wide or super tight overlap spacing? No problem. Want a design on a curve, a circle, or an oval? Yep, you can do that too. Need to complement your art with swirls, flourishing, and ornamentation? Designer Type has an insane collection of these. Need to run digital effects? Absolutely. In fact, Designer Type has an edge over regular fonts. Be sure to check out my video, Designer Type Digital Effects, where I cover a small sample of digital effects and how to create them. Part 2, Designer Type Typefaces. All of these Designer Type collections are complete and will be rolled out over the next few months. I am launching Designer Type with 2 typefaces that will be available immediately for download. Number 1, Textura Tall and Narrow, a modern version of European Gothic scripts of the 12th century, a mix of textura and a touch of fracture. Number 2, High and Narrow, an illustrated typeface that is perfect for happier moments like birthdays, special events, and other commercial applications. This will be available as a free Creative Commons Attribution non-commercial license. Full commercial licenses will also be available. Number 3, Rotunda Love. Back in the 9th century, Rotunda was popular in song and storybooks as it was clear and easy to read. This was one of the most complicated calligraphic scripts I've ever learned due to the amount of control and pen manipulation work that is required. As a young calligrapher in high school, this typeface stood out to me as the most due to the amazing contrast between thick and thin letter strokes. Rotunda Love will be available immediately for free download. Commercial licenses will also be made available. Please download this and take it for a spin. Number 4, Square Caps. Square caps is a thick and thin adaptation of an ancient Roman square capitals of 400 AD. Number 5, Contemporary Script. Contemporary script is authentically handcrafted with fluid calligraphic strokes and serious pen manipulation. This is one of the most elegant calligraphic scripts I've ever seen, and it has such an excellent fit with all things natural. The classic, number 6, italics. Italics started back in the 14th century and was used in several books at the time. Today, italics is used for more elegant or formal applications such as awards, certificates, titles, logos, and more. Number 7, Uncial. Uncial is one of the world's oldest forms of writing, dating back to 100 AD. In fact, nearly all writing on Earth today has its origins in Uncial. Uncial performs perfectly as a complementary script against a heavy Gothic like textura or even fraktur. Number 8, Fraktur. This bold and aggressive typeface is perfect for both historic and modern headlines. Did you know that Fraktur was the world's most popular calligraphic typeface leading up to the 19th century? Number 9, Gothic Ice. This is perhaps the most aggressive Gothic typeface on Earth. Number 10, Akim Cursive. Akim Cursive is a light and thin typeface. This is created using the side of a calligraphy pen in a controlled yet flowing manner. This is a great complementary typeface to many of the bold and heavy Gothic calligraphic scripts. The variation between thick and thin is pleasing to the eye. This will be made available in the Creative Commons public domain. Number 11, Coe plus Czajka Gothic. Rudolf Coe, the master of the 1920 Gothic scripts. I built this typeface as a tribute to one of the most amazing modern Gothic typefaces around. This is an aggressive script with sharp, repetitive points. It has an incredibly uniform look with some special letters that have wild deviations, making it perfect for formal certificates, awards, and the like. This premium Designer Type collection will be made available immediately for download. Number 12, textura very tall and very narrow. The repetition you can achieve with this typeface is unparalleled. This designer type also complements number 11, Co plus Czajka Gothic. Number 13, Fracture Triple Stroke Caps, a collection of highly decorative capital letters. These letters stand alone or can be combined with other fonts. I have used these in Season's Greetings applications and they look great. They would also make excellent watermarks within magazine layouts. This was one of the most difficult typefaces to design, yet is one of the most eye-catching to look at when used in moderation. Number 14, Swirls in Ornamentation Collection. There are an insane number of glyphs in this collection. You can create incredible art just from this collection of glyphs alone. Number 15, Gothic capitals, numbers, and punctuation. This collection includes 5 sets of uppercase, 3 sets of numbers, and various punctuation glyphs. Make your point with number 15, Gothic capitals, numbers, and punctuation. Part 3, Instructions. Using Designer Type is as simple as drag and drop, literally. Let's start with what you get in the Designer Type package. Each package comes with 1. Typefaces, 2. Glyph and character PDFs, 3. Catalog, and for premium commercial versions you also get number 4. License agreement copy, and 5. Support. So let's see Designer Type in action. It's really just 3 easy steps. Step 1. I have my Rotunda Love typeface open, and I'm going to scroll down to the letter D and drag and drop that D right into Inkscape. That's the design software that I'm using. I've clicked on the letter E, and I'm now selecting the best letter E from a collection of many of them. I'm just going to drop that into place there. Letter S, I'm dropping in. I'm going to select this one here. Click on the letter G on my keyboard, and the G's come up. Each Designer Type collection comes with multiple letters for the best designs. And the last one I'm going to use is R, because I'm going to duplicate that letter E a little later. Step 2, let's align and kern the letters in place. And now I'm simply going to drag and drop each letter onto the baseline that has been set up. You just create a guide in Inkscape and drag that guide down, and then just place every letter on top. And you can kern it nice and tight, just the way I want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that letter E, I'm going to duplicate it, and place it right after the letter N. By using my keyboard, I can drag it down, and my straggler R here, I'm going to put him right into place. That's how easy it is to create Designer Type. Step 3, let's create some digital effects. I'm selecting all my letters here, and I'm going to make a bitmap copy. Now that I've done that, I'm going to basically create a vector outline by using Path, Trace Bitmap. When I click OK, it creates a vector copy of that lettering. I'm just going to move that up to show you the difference here. And I'm going to run a filter on it. It's called Ridges, Gel A. Creates a beautiful looking glossy filter with nice highlights. I'm just going to create a drop shadow in the background. And that's how simple it is to create digital effects in Designer Type. Let's have a closer look at that. Part 4, From A to ZZ. You can purchase the premium versions of Designer Type by using PayPal or credit card. Once I get notification of the completed transaction, I send you an email containing the digital download link. Simply click on the link to download the files. Download free Designer Type only from the torontocalligraphyguild.org. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about Designer Type, and be sure to check back soon for new releases of Designer Type collections.